Okay, so any questions today? As I'm living in a country with dry climate, I usually apply fragrance-free moisturizer on my lip and face. Sometimes when I apply the moisturizer, I have a flash thought that this moisturizer can beautify my look if I want to observe a preset. Can I still observe a preset if I apply moisturizer with such thoughts, or should I stop applying moisturizer on a day that I want to observe in precepts? Okay, this is not about the cost, but it's okay. Can answer. So if you're applying moisturizer for beautifying on the day that you observe in precept, then better not to apply on that day. Yeah, or you can change your mind. If you can change your mind, it's okay. And I mean, focus on moisturizing the skin rather than the beautifying, then should be okay. Okay. Mm. Yeah, you guys can type out your questions also. Mm. Okay, so while you type, let me do some sharing. Okay, so as you can see from the course and from just now, our session, actually, when we are practicing and developing this Brahmā Vihārā qualities, or even like gratitude or forgiveness, and actually we can combine them, and you can, if you like, you can do it in zones, you can do it in directions, you can do it to countries. Sometimes some people also send loving kindness to different beings in different countries. So it's a very flexible and practical way of applying. Okay, whatever that may help you to bring up the quality, then it's okay. And then just now we were doing all four at once. So sometimes when in the day, then when we are doing our work, when you're walking around, when you're moving around, sometimes just to abide in one emotion may be a little bit boring for you. So, and then maybe your mind may be distracted by many other distracting thoughts or other issues. So sometimes in order to keep it to build up the qualities, and then to be able to have more tools and variety when you want to build up these qualities, then you can do all four at once. Okay, and then you can do it in Pali if you know the meaning. If not, you can do it in English. You can do it in Chinese. You can do it in Sinhala. It's okay. Okay. But one thing is that when you are doing it, no matter whether it's Pali, English, or Sinhala, or Chinese, try to, in your mind, or you may recite it out, try to like drag the last syllable. For example, like just now, we do it in Pali. Also, we can drag the last syllable, like Vera to, like that, and followed by the meaning, or followed by the next one. So when you do this, then because of the prolonging of the last syllable, and there's scientific, I think there's a scientific paper on this, but not on this, but on trauma. But it helps you to calm down your mind. Okay, it helps to, I think it bring up the parasympathetics. I think it's the parasympathetic system. Yeah, it's the nervous system that is active when your mind is relaxed and when you're meditating. Okay, so yeah, so you can do this, and then if you can do it like make in your mind, do it like it's like a river, the river, the water in the river is continuously flowing. So if you can do it like very softly, very gently, dragging the last syllable, and then continuing again and again, and until the whole blessing becomes like a very continuous flow. Then it's very, very easy for your mind to come down like this, and also very easy to build up mindfulness like this. Okay, and it's also a very pleasant abiding for you, for your mind, throughout the day, whenever you have time to take a break from work or from thinking. All right. Okay, so yeah, this is how we can continue our practice if you want to do all four at once. Then as you continue to do, you may find that you may feel all the four different emotions whenever you recollect them. Then sometimes you feel like your mind goes up when it's going to Mettā, and then a little bit down, a little bit stable when it's Karuna, compassion, and then it becomes high again when it's in sympathetic joy, and then it goes down, stable again when it's in equanimity. That's okay, okay? That's okay. That's very natural. It's a very natural phenomenon. It's because your development on the four qualities, they are you are able to feel the four emotions already, feel the four qualities already. That's why whenever you do all four and continuously, then you'll find that your mind has changes, change different emotions whenever you recollect them. So that's all right, That's all right. It may take, in the beginning, it may feel a little bit weird, but as you get used to it, then actually it's a very wonderful abiding also for your mind. It's like a holiday chalet or holiday bungalow for your mind. Okay? It will be your job to make it pleasant by continuously, repeatedly reflecting on this and not being stingy with your love and loving others. Okay, so for a balanced love, you see, when we want to like the loving kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy, that is the loving aspect of love. But for Upekkhā, when we reflect on people's karma, that is the wisdom aspect of love. So even though we wish for beings to be happy, to be free from anger, free from suffering, free from mental suffering, free from physical suffering, wish them to be well and happy, wish them to be free from suffering and causes of suffering, wish them to be, wish their righteous goods not to be lost. But because of their karma, sometimes good karma ripen, sometimes bad karma ripen. So because of karma, sometimes they will be angry, sometimes they will have mental suffering, sometimes they will have physical suffering, sometimes they will not be well, peaceful, and happy, sometimes they will suffer and continue to plant causes of suffering, sometimes they will lose the righteous goods that they have, but even though it is like this, but because of this understanding of karma through our reflection on equanimity, then actually the equanimity help us to purify the attachment part of our love, and which is unwholesome, and which is the culprit. It is the culprit for all your suffering when you love. Okay? So it helps us to purify the attachment. And then even though when we bless them, then they may still suffer, they may still not be happy, but who says we cannot love them even though it is like this, right? If this is the case, then we accept that there is a chance that they may not be what we think they are, what we wish them to be, but our love for them still continues. And so when we when we understand this, then we can continue to love them. Oh, may they be well, peaceful, and happy. May they be free from mental suffering, free from physical. Mettā, Karuna, Muditā. We can send them Mettā, Karuna, and Muditā with the basis, the foundation of Upekkhā. So when we can train like this, and then ultimately it becomes part of your character, part of your mental habit, then you'll find that you can love without hurting. You can love without being hurt again. Huh? Isn't that wonderful, right? Okay, you can love somebody, and then if they suffer, but you still continue to love them. You can love somebody if they don't listen to you, but you still can love them. You may wish somebody, your relative, to be free from suffering. Maybe they are sick. You wish them to be free from suffering, but they cannot be free from suffering because they are experiencing the fruits of their unwholesome karma. But even though it is like this, but we can still love them. We will not fall into grief. We will be able to love them with compassion. And then actually in daily life, when you can do this, then in the daily life, you'll find that because of this elevated emotion, because your Mettā, Karuna, and Muditā is more formidable. Why is it formidable? Because it is able to accept reality. You are able to love while accepting reality through the contemplation of Upekkhā. Then you find that when you are needed, for example, to help, for example, to, sometimes if you have a relative that's sick, a loved one that's sick, you have to continue to have a clear head in order to make the right decisions, isn't it? So some people just break down into grief, and then they're incapacitated, right? Basically, it means that they're overwhelmed by their emotions and they can't do anything anymore. Okay, and I have experienced, not me, but one of my loved one. So the hospital told her some bad news about her loved one, and then her leg just shake. She was there shaking in fear and couldn't do anything. So, because of our practice, because if you are able to practice this, then actually you find that your love is able to take the hits. We only know that we want to love, feel good, but can your love take hits? Can you love when it's difficult to love? Can you forgive when it's difficult to forgive? Can you maintain your clear mind and in elevated emotions when the conditions calls for it, right? So is it possible to do it? Yes, it is possible to do it. Okay, so since it is possible to do it, then what do we have to do? We just can continue to develop these qualities. Okay, and one very fundamental reason or motivation to cultivate these emotions are actually we don't want to suffer, right? We want to love without suffering. Isn't that so? Even you want to love yourself without suffering, right? You don't want to blame yourself and then bring yourself down, fall into depression and all that. I've just read, I think it's in the news, for saying that, I think it's generalization, but, the news was saying that, Singaporeans, are very sleep deprived, and they don't have very good mental health. So that's why I think this cooling hearts quality reflection, especially these few qualities, are very, very helpful. Whether you're in Melbourne, in Singapore, Malaysia, or maybe in Sri Lanka, I think it is very helpful for your life. Okay, so yeah, with this, hopefully this short sharing will be able to motivate you guys to continue. And not only after this course, if you think, okay, course finish, I'm gonna take a break. Not like that. Huh? Just continue for your happiness, okay? For your happiness. It's good for you to continue to develop and develop and develop until it becomes part of a everyday practice. And then after that, if you want, after that, you want to maintain it every day, just a few minutes of which is okay. But in the developing period, try to abide in it as many moments in the day as much as possible. And then if you really like it, then it doesn't become a chore. It becomes a hobby. It becomes your interest. It becomes your lifesaver and a source of happiness in your life. Okay? Okay, so there's some more questions. Let me see. Okay. How to break through the family karmic relationship. How about bad habits? I think Sister B says I answered her question already. Okay, let's see the next one. The part where we radiate the emotions to being seen and unseen, it seems that beings in all the various realms are included. Yeah. Yes, all the beings in all the various realms. For example, the ants hiding behind in your walls. Hopefully not. The birds outside, even though you may not see them. The lizards in your house. Hopefully no cockroaches in your house. Yeah, they are all included. And then maybe your guardian devas in the house, maybe some other unseen beings in the house, they do not harm you. Maybe they are your past relatives waiting for you to share memories. Yeah, it's all are included. Okay, but whatever that appears in your mind. So don't force it. Just if they appear, okay. If not, okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay, for people who have tendencies to self-blame or self-shame, saying I'm the owner of my own karma may add to their sense of shame or blame. What could be an alternative way to contemplate the quality of equanimity? Okay. Who tend to self-blame. Okay, if they have this tendency to self-blame or self-shame, actually self-blame or self-shame is anger, consider anger, then I'm the owner of my own karma. Actually, this reflection is supposed to help them to come to terms with it. Okay, come to terms with it. That whatever that they are experiencing is partially or fully because of the past karma. Okay, like that. So then after that, it helps them to purify their anger because it justifies the phenomenon that they are experiencing. All right. So, but maybe there may be some because of this strong tendency to self-blame or self-shame. Then actually another way to reflect it is that life has its ups and downs. This is a natural phenomenon of life in samsara. Sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes have what you want, sometimes don't have what you want. So I would like for especially for sometimes for Westerners, sometimes when I introduce equanimity to them, I do not say that it's equanimity, but tell them to contemplate and reflect that this is part of a process. Okay? Part of a process. Of what process? A process of life. It is a process in life where sometimes it is up, sometimes it is down. And there's a very famous leadership guru that says everything rises and falls on leadership. Not only leadership, but in life, your emotions, your body, your feelings, your perceptions, everything rises and perishes actually. So I tell them that this is part of process. then which sometimes it is up, sometimes it's down, then it kind of like relates a little bit to equanimity. Okay, so it helps them to, you know, justify, not justify, but like to have an explanation for that phenomenon that they are experiencing, and then they are able to accept it. Once they accept it, then actually their attachments, their anger can be, they can let go of their attachments and anger. And then with the letting go of the cause of that suffering, which is attachment or anger, then they will be happier. They will not experience that negative emotion already because they've purified the cause. Okay, so this may be an alternative way. Okay, like that. Hopefully it is helpful. Okay, yeah. Any other questions? Come on. Okay, another question. We shouldn't radiate the qualities. May I understand why? Okay, radiate. Radiate means like in your mind. Sometimes when you send loving kindness, okay, then in your mind you're like pushing, maybe, okay, let's say, let's imagine now you're sitting on a cliff, and then you are overlooking the mountains, or maybe you are sitting on your apartment, okay, looking out of the window. You see all the blocks of the apartments, your neighbors, etc. And then visualize this in your mind, right? Or maybe you are doing it now. Then after that, maybe you send metta to them. May they be well, peaceful, and happy. Then in your mind, sometimes some people, they may picture in the mind. They may feel like they are spreading out their blessings. Maybe it's light, maybe it's just blessings. They are sending out and spreading out. It's like a wave. Maybe it's like a wave sending out all the neighbors, all the people in the neighborhood, like that. And may all beings be free from mental suffering, and then spread out. May all beings be free from physical suffering, spread out. May all beings be well, peaceful, and happy, spread out, like that. Okay? So if they do this, they may feel, okay, that their heart open up, right? But from past meditators' experience, okay, when they do this, then if they do it continuously for 2-3 days, they feel breathless. They feel like they are drained of energy. Okay, so that is why I say shouldn't like radiate or spread your blessings, but instead, when whatever image of the beings that we have, maybe it's the beings of the side outside your window where they have many families in the apartments, then we just think of them as being happy, and then just sending loving kindness to them. Those that are suffering, we send compassion to them. So there's no spreading, like no spreading like that. Then when you do this, then we find that it doesn't cause that breathlessness, or if somebody is practicing like when we look at it from a chi or energy point of view, okay, then they will not feel that they are depleted of chi, because it feels like that. It feels draining, okay, feels dry, like the heart area has become dry, like that. All right. So that is why I say don't like radiate or spread, but instead whatever image of beings, whatever that appears in your mind, just think of them as happy, and then after that just wish them like that only, and then think of them as receiving the blessing. Then this will help with the breathlessness, or the depleted of chi or energy phenomena. All right. Apart from causing birth, may also strengthen a sense of self. Maybe for some, but I find that maybe for some, but I find that more of it is attachment to feelings, attachment to, like spreading or being well, peaceful and happy, because because of that, because it gives the feeling also, the feeling is quite strong. So yeah, it's maybe more generally, there may be more people that may be attached to the feeling. Okay. Then strengthen the sense of self, possible for some people, but I didn't experience that much, but it may be possible. All right. Okay, just now there's one more question. Okay, how does a higher level of wisdom obtained by someone will enhance his or her capabilities on equanimity, especially in daily life challenges? How to correlate meditation training to such higher level of wisdom? It depends on what higher level of wisdom do you mean? Can Wong elaborate on what is the higher level of wisdom that you are referring to? Then I can answer that question more detailedly. Let me see whether I can answer his or her next question. How to correlate meditation training to such higher level of wisdom? Meditation training is actually trying to develop our mind. What is meditation? Meditation in Pali is called bhavana. Bhavana means mental development. So we are actually practicing meditation to attain or to have higher level of wisdom. Okay, so let's see whether 开悟吧. Wow, enlightenment. Okay. Okay, let's see. How does a higher level of wisdom, which they're saying is okay, I'll rephrase it. How does enlightenment caused by someone will enhance his or her capabilities on equanimity, especially in daily challenging life? Okay. So I'll talk about enlightenment already. Okay, so what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is actually other than reducing our journey in samsara, in the rounds of rebirth. Actually, it is also the purification of the defilement, purification away the defilements and at the root. Okay, so if somebody they have attained the first level of an enlightenment, first stage of enlightenment, then okay, they will no longer be reborn in the Four Willful States. Okay, then after that, they will have purified doubt. They will have psychoactivity, and they will have purified personality or identity view, and they would have purified the attachment to rites and rituals. Okay, then the second level of enlightenment, if they attain it, then greed and anger has been purified, has been lessened to a very, very low level. And then for the third stage of enlightenment, greed and anger is no longer has been totally purified. Means thoughts of greed and thoughts of anger will no longer arise, but thoughts of conceit may still arise. And then for the fourth stage of enlightenment, then even conceit is totally eradicated at the root already, right? So how does this enlightenment, these stages of enlightenment enhance their capabilities on equanimity? Actually, when they practice, okay, in order to practice to attain enlightenment, they must practice dependent origination. And then when they practice dependent origination, they have to, using their meditative powers, they have to discern their past lives and not to see show, not to see that, oh, last time I was a deva, I have 1,000 deva troops under me or like that. Not like that, but rather is to see the cause and effect, really, really experiencing, uh, and discerning and understanding cause and effect with your meditation mind. Okay. Then when they are able to do that, then they understand that, hey, good cause. When there's a good cause, then there will be good effect. When there's a unwholesome cause, then there will be unpleasant effect. Okay. Then when they do this, they actually it through their meditation powers, then they really experience that cause and effect. And what is equanimity? Equanimity is basically reflecting on we are owners of our own karma. So at that level, at the bhavana manya panya level, which is the level of wisdom on mental development, the highest level, they will be able to experience it, like, because of there was a let me give an example, story time. Okay, so last time there was a Sri Lankan monk. Now he passed away, so I can say. Then after that, he checked his past life, the life before this life, before he became a monk, he was a cow, and then the life before the cow, he was a monk. Then he was curious. He thought, how can it be? A monk has many merits. How can we be reborn as a cow? And he checked. He checked using his meditation powers. Then he found out that, actually he was a very good monk. Okay, even this life, I've never met him, but they say that he's a very good monk. So at that life, that monk life before the cow life, he was a very good monk, but he had a habit, which is he liked to drink milk. So before on his last death moment, then the drinking milk karma arises because suddenly he have a craving for milk. Then because of that craving and ignorance and etc., because the different causes were present, so he was reborn as a cow. But because he was a monk, so he was reborn as a cow near the monastery. So every day when the monks go for alms rounds in the village, he was very happy. This cow was very happy and always a moo, It's like, hey, my brothers, hey, my brothers. Anyway, he's very happy. So then he checked on the last death moment of that cow life. And he understand that, it's because he feel the cow feel happy when he saw monks. Okay, then because of that karma, because of this karma, this cause, then after that it was reborn as a Sri Lankan, and then after that became a monk, and then after that practiced meditation, and then ultimately developed meditation powers enough to discern the past life. Okay, so when through the meditation training, then if one is able to discern this, then the understanding on cause and effect, the understanding that we are the owners of our own karma, it will be so much stronger. It is not through faith. It is not through faith anymore, but it is through your direct experience, through your direct knowledge, through your meditation powers, like that. So example, I quote another example. If I tell you, this way to, you go left side, all the way straight, and then go all the way to go 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers, you will reach maybe Adelaide, or maybe let me see, or you will reach Penang in Malaysia, or you may reach Jurong in Singapore. Okay. But I just tell you this, then because of you understand that you saw the map, before, and then you understand that I have been there, then you have trust, and then in me, and then you say, okay, that is the way to the Jurong or Adelaide or whatever. But if you have walked there yourself, or go by car or whatever lah, go by car or go by plane, whatever, you have been there yourself through a form of transportation, then even I tell you the wrong thing, hey, going to a right is Jurong, or Penang, you will not believe me. Why? Because you have gone through that before, right? So it is the same with meditation. Basically, meditation is verifying the Buddha's teachings, and then through verifying the Buddha's teaching, we are able to understand the Buddha's teachings better, and then you really know that we are the owners of our own karma, and then whatever that happens to us, we are able to accept it to a very high level. Even if people scold you, people slander you, people betray you, people talk behind your back, we are still able to accept. Why? Because we understand that we are the owners of our own karma. Sometimes if you have strong meditation powers, you can also check, but takes long time to practice and to develop like that. Maybe for some people not long, but you must have that time to develop your mind, to develop your meditation up to that level. Okay, so some people long, some people short, depends on their own parami, right? Okay, so yeah, like that. Any other questions? Any on applications? Before we go, I just want to add some more things to the last question that I answered. Okay, just now as we were talking about verifying, right? Then we talk about dependent origination. That is, dependent origination is actually before enlightenment. Okay, so after enlightenment, those defilements do not arise anymore. And then as they attain enlightenment, then the understanding about the real phenomenon of life, which is materiality and mentality and their causes, becomes stronger and stronger, stronger and stronger. So naturally, because of the purification of the defilements, and with the increasing of understanding through development of wisdom, then it will be even easier for them to develop this equanimity. And then until the state of arahantship, there will be no more I, no more self, no more conceit, no more defilement. So the Mettā, Karuna, Muditā, Upekkhā of the Arahant is the highest form of Brahmā Vihāras. Okay, that is a very high ideal, but it is possible. Okay, then since if there is defilement, there will definitely be a way to purify defilement. If defilements arise, definitely there will be a way to totally purify until the defilements do not arise. So with this, then with their attainment of arahantship, surely that is the most highest level of Brahmā Vihāras, because there's no more I, no more defilements. All right, but in our level, even if we haven't developed to maybe like jhana stage, but also no problem. Even in daily life, it is also very helpful. If you are developed well enough, 70% of your defilements, I think can one, Okay, it is possible, right? Okay, so yeah, add on to that to make it a more comprehensive answer and for everyone. Okay, so sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I see you guys maybe in Singapore, maybe in Melbourne, maybe in Malaysia. Good. So yeah, we shall all be well, peaceful and happy. Okay, have happy life, happy mind, and see you guys.